You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 227 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, Juac?
You know my guy on the other end.
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
Get the fuck out, this dude ain't here. But we still...
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Surprise, surprise. Johnny's out enjoying his life.
Not actually having a kid for once, but maybe making another one.
Yeah, the practice. The practice is... Yeah.
Mexican practice.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Same.
You keep practicing, bro.
You get that.
Yeah. Even if nothing comes from it.
Wait, that's going to mean more maternity leave from the pod. If that is the case. I don't know that we necessarily want that.
No. We're not. Unless he
wrap that shit up.
Unless that's what he wants, because I totally want him to get whatever it is that they want, you know?
I don't think that's what he wants. I think he's content with enough on his hands from what it sounds like. But
as a father of
three,
I know. I know how that is.
Yeah, see?
Content.
Oh,
man. But enough about Johnny. How you doing, bro?
He doesn't deserve it.
Nah, he's the man.
Bastard.
He's the man. How you doing, bro?
I am good. I'm getting ready to come back to the old rock next week and see my people, see some folks, get a little studio time
Never
in.
thought it would happen.
I know. Same.
Yeah.
I hit up the dude from Peels on Wheels, and I was like, "Yo, my guy, I'm gonna be up in there." And he's like, "Nah, we're closed that week for Labor Day." And I was like, "Fuck, bro, I can't catch a guy the one fucking time in 2 years." I mean, we're cool just from going in there. I follow like the Peels on Wheels Instagram, and he has his own Instagram where he's always traveling around, meeting different people, pizza people, and doing his thing. So he kills it.
It always looks
they're
so
gonna
good,
be,
man.
They're gonna be closed, man. You gotta hit it up, dude.
It always looks so good. I've just never.
You're really not in that area either. It's kind of out of your way, right? You're not really hitting up the Culver area.
No, it's that's something that I would have to like make it an event. That's a lot of the restaurants that I haven't been to here locally. It's because of that. Like it has to be like an event where I'm where I go and do that. And a lot of the times it's either real quick I have a chance to stop, grab something to eat, or if I'm gonna maybe do that on my lunch, but I don't since I have to like walk to my car, take my parking spot. Like I'm not really trying to drive anywhere like that.
Parking spot on lunch, bro, is madness. There's no way.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
I won't do it either. So that's not feasible. And then taking my kids to a restaurant is ridiculous. Like we tried it recently. We went to Denny's to get some like breakfast for dinner one time, just because my girl, she just likes their breakfast. You know, like the
pancakes, omelets.
Yeah, well, the sizzlers
the scrambles
and stuff. Yeah, like she likes that shit. So we were like, yeah, let's do that. We'll set them up with a tablet, blah blah blah. Psh, bro, what was that for? That was the worst decision we ever made.
Just madness.
Yeah, that was the first time in a while that we took them to a restaurant where it's just us, and that was the last time. That was months ago. Like we're not even entertaining it.
No, that's fair. I get it.
Yeah, unless I want to go to jail because I'm gonna chop a child in the throat in front of
Word. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't fuck with them, son. That's why I don't fuck with them. Even my own.
Nah, they're great.
Fucking blah.
Nah, they're great. They're great, man.
When they're sleeping.
And I think
they're angels.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, perfect angel. They're all cute and stuff. And I think even if you have like just one, maybe the second one. It depends on how long in between. When they're close,
one will be sufficient. I think
when they're close-ish to their age, it's like it's a wild thing. Anyway, So yeah, that's why I don't make it there, and I haven't made it to a bunch of places, but I gotta start. Just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some Peels on Wheels.
There you go. Just do it.
Yeah, I'll bring y'all some. I'm just gonna go pick it up real quick. Take a nice little drive quietly to Culver.
Yeah, quiet long ride to Culver.
Quiet long ride. Yeah, I like those. Yeah. Those are nice. That's like one step above, I gotta go take a shit. Just sit there.
Just for peace and quiet.
Yeah, just peace and quiet. Don't have somebody run up on you. They try to. That little door handle wiggles.
Banging on the door, and you're like, hell nah.
Daddy, I gotta pee. I gotta poop.
Shut up.
It's like, wait.
Throat chop. Ah.
Wait your
Go to
damn
sleep.
turn.
Judo chop.
Wouldn't change it for the world. Anyway, all right. This since we're talking about kids, we had a good time this weekend. It was my daughter's 11th birthday last weekend, so we had her this weekend, and we celebrated her birthday. It was very simple, very easy. Rented out a movie theater for the fam.
Nice.
And we had a private screening of Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Ah, how was it? Our old friend.
Yeah,
Zachary Levi.
It was actually very good.
Was that?
I enjoyed it. It's a good kids movie. A good family movie. It had a lot of funny moments. He plays that grown ass man that acts like a child pretty well.
Yeah.
So that
was like Zachary Levi, like he just plays himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
And Jermaine Clement was the.
I love Jermaine Clement.
Yeah, he was kind of the bad guy, not really. I guess he was the villain, but he was funny as hell. So it was good. It was a surprise. It was a surprise to me. I enjoyed it more than I thought that I would. And, the family just got in there and could be as loud as they want, run around the theater if they want. If the kids wanted to.
That's what's up.
It was cool. Cool experience. Cool. So, and my daughter turned 11. So, happy birthday, Alani.
Damn. Happy birthday.
I know. Time flies, bro. 11 years. I know. It's crazy. I was telling her I couldn't even as I said it to her, I couldn't believe it myself. I'm like, in 5 years, you'll be getting your permit. You can drive around with Dad.
Be whipping around with Dad.
Word. Crazy. I remember when I did that.
Hell yeah. We all remember that.
Word. Anyway, enough about the family BS. Everybody's just like, yeah, get on with it. We don't want kids. We don't have them.
Blah, blah, blah. They either do or they're just like, yo, my man's spitting right now.
I know.
He's speaking the truth. They're on the shitter right now listening to us, kids banging on the door. Not now, damn it.
Oh, man. You know what I've been wanting to watch? I've been wanting to rewatch This Is 40 now that I am 40.
Now that you're kids. 40.
Because I remember watching it, and I know it's a spinoff of Knocked Up.
Right.
And I found it funny. I thought there was some funny parts, My ex, when it came out, I was with my ex, and she watched it, and I remember her not being – because she couldn't stand Knocked Up because at the time she felt like that was like kind of our story a little bit because I was the pothead.
Right,
she was just the woman who took everything
too close to home.
way too serious.
Damn.
So it's hit too close to home for her. And then I saw it after we broke up. I was like, this shit is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
So This Is 40. I remember when that came out. It didn't hit as hard as Knocked Up did.
Yeah.
But
it might.
No, but I've been seeing like small clips of shit, and that was one of it. One of them is like in the bathroom. He's just like playing his iPad in the bathroom. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm taking a shit." He's like, you've been up here for 30 minutes. This is your 4th time going to the bathroom. He's like, well, I had to take a shit. It was the whole conversation. I was like, yeah, I got to rewatch that soon.
Yeah, facts. I kind of want to rewatch it too.
For real. Yeah, it was great. All right, man, let's do some
Question.
All right, Holmes. I know you are a big Hot Ones fan.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a fictional character or two that you would like to see on Hot Ones.
Ooh, see, I was thinking I only have one right now. I was trying to think of a second one because it's fictional character. I would have to say, like, I would want it to be funny, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, with fictional characters, it's, I don't know, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
I thought of two, right? One funny, one not so funny, but I would be interested in seeing how it goes. Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't end well. The funny one would be, I would love to see an episode with Peter Griffin.
Ah, that's funny you say that. I was literally just like thinking that. I was like a cartoon characters because I really didn't think of any funny ones per se.
Yeah. I thought of a funny one, and I thought Peter Griffin would be hilarious on there.
Word.
And he surprisingly enough, there was one recently where Donald Duck.
I did. Yeah. I saw a clip of that like on Twitter at some point.
I forgot there was
like,
another cartoon too. Those are weird.
Yeah.
But still, it's funny that they're actually doing that shit.
Sean's just sitting there talking to
no one.
Nobody. I gotta watch the Donald Duck one. That's funny. I thought today there was a Beetlejuice one.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. But
yeah,
Johnny
it
sent
looked
to the
crazy.
group,
He was
and I
like
wanna
chugging
watch
hot sauce or something.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. The Conan O'Brien one was wild.
Yes.
That was crazy. I still love watching Hot Ones, apparently.
Yeah, no, I feel like it hasn't really fallen off. But then again, I was never like a weekly watcher. Like I would just see someone cool and be like, oh, let me check this out. And it's always a good time, 20 minutes or so.
I am kind of a weekly watcher, but I just see them as they pop up. But yeah, it depends on the person. But then again, I find getting interested in the person that they interview if I watch a one-off one where I don't know the person like that.
For sure. It's not like Rogan where I only fuck with it if it's like somebody I really, really want to hear what they have to say. Like I'll watch anyone on Hot Ones, just like I said, just because I really enjoy Sean Evans, dude. I think he's a good host. I like his style.
He's a great host and journalist. He has some really good questions.
Mm-hmm. Does he write all those himself?
I believe so.
Is that all him, or does he have like writers that help him out? Is there like a Hot Ones writers room?
That's a good question. I think it is him. A lot of people, always, give him his props for his questions and shit like that. And
right.
He never
gives credit to anyone else. So hopefully it is actually him writing those and not a fucking like ghost writer that's like handing him these questions.
He's mentioned it. That he went to like he went to journalism school and stuff like that. So so yeah, he's done his due diligence for something like that. And it shows because he's amazing.
Quality.
The second one where I do not think it would end well at all, but it would be wild to see, and I hope they add it to the final season. Doubt it, but Homelander.
So yeah, Tony Starr as Homelander eating.
Yeah,
that would be tight. He would fucking do that too in a heartbeat. I know he would because he's chill like that. He would be like,
seen. Recently, they had it wasn't one where he was talking to Sean, but it was him and the dude who plays the Deep.
Chase Crawford.
Yep, they were like asking each other questions, and then and Tony Starr, even if he got the shit right, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm eating it," and he would eat it anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Those wings look bomb, dude. I don't give a fuck. Crushing them.
Are you kidding me? If I ever make it on that show, that would be a dream come true. You know how I feel. That's my shit.
I know it is. Yeah, 100%. And we even did it. So hopefully we can get on there one day. Do it, the three of us. Just
Yeah.
See
Hell
what
yeah.
Sean asks us. That'd be tight. I didn't go for like funny people per se. To me, I think it's funny when you take like a serious or, really chill, cool character and then you put them in that spot and make them start crushing these, hot ass wings. I had Colonel Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
I think I would like to see him sit down. If it's anything like how he drinks milk,
Yeah.
he's going all in on those wings for sure. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure what kind of questions you'd throw at a fucking crazy Nazi, but Sean would make it happen because he fucks like that. And I think just, Hans Landa's a scary dude. He can be pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
And then also the other one that I thought of would be really good is Tommy Shelby. I want to see how Tommy Shelby handles his wings. And then after I thought about Tommy Shelby, I was like, I started thinking about other like TV show characters, and I just kind of went down that path as I was driving home. Tony Soprano. I want to see Tony eat those wings.
I would,
sweat.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
All the mingas and marrons.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you ask me some stupid question like that?
Oh, dude, Sean would be shook.
Yeah.
Fucking Tony.
Next question.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
It'd be great. I wish you.
I like the Homelander one though. That was good.
Yeah. Homelander would be wild. Yeah.
What else? Anything else you can think of? Did you think of any while you were?
No. It's a tough one, man. It's a real tough one. I think initially I also thought who would be entertaining would be Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
Like, RDJ's Tony Stark.
Yeah, he'd be funny and
Yeah,
charming, and
he'd be funny,
everything that
charming,
we
and then once the heat starts kicking in, just to see him
Kill
get
him.
out of that cool character that he's always portraying.
Ooh, what about Smart Hulk?
That would be great.
That's
Korg.
doable too.
Korg would be
Korg, yes.
yeah, that'd
Any
be
of
good.
the Avengers, really. I just want to see
fucking
Thor,
even
Thor
Peter Quill.
munching those wings.
Peter Quill. Eating them
Hey,
shits.
yeah.
Yeah. All of those comedic ones would just
Rocket.
would be crazy. Yeah, I'd like to see Rocket. I think
Chilling in the
he'd
little
try to rob
stool.
him a few times.
Oh yeah, for sure. He'd have some weapons on him. That's my dude. So second question is it's
Sure.
obviously stupid because that's all we ask, and it came up in a conversation today with a bunch of people at
Let's
work.
do it.
At any given time, on average, if you had to rate your horniness level on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely horny and ready to go, where do you think you fall most of the time?
Most of the time,
Where do you average?
I'd average about. I don't want to give a 10, although I feel
No,
like
no one's a 10.
no
all the
one's a
time. Like
10. No,
Quagmire maybe. Quagmire might be a 10 all the time, but
because it's not like a raging thing anymore.
no,
no. At this age.
it's not like you're ready to fucking tackle a bitch or something. Like just
No,
inside.
Yeah. It's more like, am I down all the time? Absolutely.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. See. Okay. So that contributes to the horniness number.
Yeah. I would have to say realistically, probably about a good 8.
Oh wow, my man is. I had no
like-
idea,
yeah, like a
son.
7
right
like a
now,
7
just
or
talking
8.
to your boy, you at an 8 right now, dog.
Nah, yeah, actually talking to you.
You're like
I'm
9.5, son. 9.5.
I'm at a -3.
That's my man. That's what I want to hear. That's what you passed the test. Why are you not gay?
No,
Said
but
8, right?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, I'm
Like you're always
I'm
looking
always
for,
just down.
looking for some baddies anywhere. Or?
Yeah, I mean, I always
that-
notice. I always notice them.
What about a younger Juac, maybe a 21-year-old Juac?
Oh, that
Same.
That motherfucker was trying.
He's
hard
like
as a bitch.
11,
Like,
11 and a half.
11 and a half, 12, anything.
Yeah, that was all.
Anything
of us.
that walked. Yeah. Anything that was the 2 W's, walking and
Yeah.
willing.
I was thinking 7.5. That was my average, like a
Now or at
75 out of
Dave?
100. Right now, probably like a 15, 16. So you got the fresh cut and the beer's nice and toit. No, 7.5. 7.5 is good because, like you said, it's not anything I turn off. I'm not actively thinking about sex all the time, but like, if there was some sort of telltale sign that I were thinking about sex, I'd be like, probably 10 times an hour. It'd be like your nose honks red. It's like, I'd be like, oh fuck, dude, I'm busted. I thought I saw this chick and she looked like a porn star. You guys sent some wild shit to the group chat, and I'm like, oh shit, she bad bitch right there. You're hitting me up on Instagram with all these baddies, and it's like, how can I can't drop below a 7.5 with like social media and just the world in general. We live in a very sexual world.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough
real
life.
Tough out here, bro.
It's tough out here for these horny ass dudes.
Yeah,
so
it's hard
so
out
we
here
gotta
for a pimp.
let's put up a poll, with like 4 groups, like 0 to 3, 4 to 5. Let's see where I want to know our listeners' average horny level.
These motherfuckers, man.
Oh shit! I can't wait.
Tipping the scale over there. This shit is past red.
Oh yeah, you can do that, right? You could do a meter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I could try.
I'm pretty sure you can. We'll
Yeah.
fuck with it. We're gonna see what's up.
Yeah.
All right, last question. I'm a big Mount Rushmore guy.
Sure.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of MCU villains.
My Mount Rushmore of MCU villains. Okay, yeah, I went through the list to try to pick my Mount Rushmore of MCU villains, regardless of how they started. Or ended.
No, that
when they were a villain, they went hard.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna steal one of mine, you bitch.
Probably.
I hate you.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably a lot of them. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of good villains in the MCU because we're strictly talking MCU, not Marvel Comics.
Right.
So it's gonna be Killmonger.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos, just because he was the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Soldier.
Yep.
And Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, Scarlet Witch. I thought about that too, but then I was like,
she went. It was
she
just
was bad,
it was just one movie, but she went hard trying to.
Yeah, no, she's got a little temper on her. That one, she's a minx. Let me tell you,
she went hard. Because I was thinking of a few other villains that were good, but I don't know. Maybe I guess honorable mention would be Ultron, but
I did think about Ultron too, mostly just because I'm a James Spader fan. Though I really don't think Ultron's
yeah. But
badass.
when we think of the MCU, man, that's one thing I will say about the MCU, right? Is when they have a big bad, they really downplay some of these villains that were fucking ruthless in the comics, and then they were in the movie. They were just they were bad, but it was just yeah. It's and these were, in my opinion, these were the hardest ones for them to overcome.
Yeah, I had Thanos and I had Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Soldier was definitely one of them because when Bucky was just the Winter Soldier, and we didn't really know him as anything other than that, man. Right. He was scary as fuck, bro. Winter Soldier's coming after you. You're fucking, unless you're a Cap, you're donezo at that point.
The thing about that too, before you give your fourth one, is a lot of people say that about Bucky, right? Because we had Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're just they nerfed him. He was one of the baddest villains in the whole thing. He was whooping people ass, and just it took two people to take care of him. In Civil War or Falcon, or I'm sorry, in the Winter Soldier or whatever. And while that was true, I'm yeah, but that's because you took the humanity and the thinking out of it. He was the Winter Soldier. He was under hypnosis. He had one thing, one task at hand. he was just going straight up ham on that. And Bucky has that. He has the ability to do that. But now he has the drawback of actually having to think and having feelings, and you know what I mean, and just and that nerfs him. That'll nerf anybody, who's not automatically ruthless like that. And he just never was, So
yeah.
But anyway, side tangent.
I was thinking of Loki.
I thought about that too.
I thought, Loki was not like as scary as a Thanos or a Killmonger, but, he was smart and like clever, and he obviously had like a whole bunch of powers and crazy shit that he could do. And he is still, I don't know, kind of likable. Even before like, the whole like Loki TV show series arc, where obviously he's very, very likable.
Yeah.
And an honorable mention for Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Just because I felt like that wasn't on Christian Bale. Like he could have done a lot more. Or they could have done a lot more with him rather. It's probably not up to him per se, but just that character. I would watch a Gore the God Butcher spinoff, and it's just such a badass name, the God Butcher.
I mean, the whole premise of Gore the God Butcher was amazing. They just they dropped the ball on that. So, and no, that's not on Christian Bale. That's on Taika. Sorry, but
word.
It is.
Sorry, Taika.
But it is what it is. Because the more I read up on him, and he was supposed to be like very dope, and they just didn't do him justice. But what was I gonna say? I mean, the only reason why I don't agree with the Loki one is, I mean, he was, and it's your list. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying.
No, it's cool.
It's
cool.
It's my
We're
reasoning for
discussion for not putting him on your list.
For not putting him on my list was because he was at the end of Avengers, because essentially he was the villain in Avengers, the first Avengers movie. And then after that, like he did some mischievous stuff, but he wasn't really like that crazy of a threat. He was the most threat, he was the biggest threat in Avengers. And even then he was viewed as a failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Word.
Even though they kept his story going and everything, because he's Thor's brother.
You weren't tripping over Loki. You're like, it's just Loki.
Yeah,
it's just Loki being Loki. He's a crazy little guy. He's a lovable
like
scamp.
He in the end, he just had the power of Thanos' army to attack Earth, and really that was the biggest thing that he had. So in the end,
I just thought about Red Skull too. Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
I just liked that character. I don't know. I
just like Hugo Weaving.
He's just probably a really good dude.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised
that
I haven't
character
seen him
scary.
in anything as of
I know.
late, right?
I know. What the fuck's Hugo been doing?
I don't know.
I'll have to look into it.
That was the last question?
Yes, sir. That was the last question.
All right. You wanted to bring up some political BS?
Oh,
what's been happening? What's been
so
happening?
the next presidential debate, we discussed the first presidential debate with Trump and Biden a month or two ago. I've lost track of time. And it was a pretty rough watch from what we saw and what we gathered. And it looks like now that Harris has replaced Biden, they got a debate that was originally scheduled for September 10th. And Trump seemed like he was trying to back out of it. He didn't want to do it, and I think it was because he had proposed like some sort of Fox News debate on a random date that like no one had agreed to ever.
Sure.
So he was pretty much like, fuck you. If you don't want to do mine, I'm not going to do yours. But anyway, he did agree to it. And before he actually agreed, there was this debate because they wanted this same format as the previous debate. And during that format, when it's not your turn to talk, your mic gets cut. So you can't jump in or talk over somebody. You're donezo. And that seemed to work decently last time, and this time Trump said that he wanted a live mic. He didn't want them to go dead, so he wanted to be able to bully and talk over. And Harris was like, you know what? If he wants to make a complete ass out of himself, let's do it let's do the live mics. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, she's smart. She's not going to have any trouble with it at all. So it doesn't matter. But Trump's team was like, no. We are absolutely going to cut those fucking mics because we know what this asshole can do. Absolutely. And not good. So anyway, they decided to do the debate. Mics are going to get cut. Set for September 10th. I'm sure it'll probably be, in the evening sometime. I'm going to be flying home from New York that day, so I should be home in time to check it out. And hopefully this one goes just, a little better than that last one, because that was tough.
That's my birthday, so I'll probably be doing anything but that.
That's totally fair. I would not, if it were my birthday, I would not spend it watching that bullshit either. But, what are you going to do?
But if I am sitting at home doing nothing, I might catch it. I do have to say something, because we mentioned him earlier, and I was listening to him on the way in. And Quest made a great point, because I even though generally, even though generally I do enjoy Joe Rogan, I like you said earlier, right? I would watch the episodes that where he's interviewing like an actor or something. Like, I was listening to Russell Crowe the other day, and because it's cool to listen to your favorite actors just kind of just chill. And
a lot of those actors don't just go fucking jumping on any old podcast. Like, you don't usually get to hear them speak,
right,
unfiltered like that.
Right. So
which
I fuck
nice.
with them. The only time I always, I'm like fast forwarding, like, all right, move the fuck on, is when he gets into political shit, and even then I'm always just like, he tries to be, he seems like he's trying to be bi. He doesn't really, go one side or the other. He claims, this, that, and the third on both sides or whatever. And Johnny brought it up. He was like, he actually, he will downplay or talk shit about certain candidates and not the other. And even though he's not endorsing them, he's not bad-mouthing them, which is kind of like endorsing them. And you know what? And I've been paying attention to it because of that. And yeah, absolutely. Like this latest episode is him talking to Dennis Quaid. And I don't turn it off, because it's like, it is what it is, right? Like, people have different views, and you should be able to listen to those views and just like take it with a grain of salt. Sure. But yeah, as you could probably tell, because by the way that you said, by the way that you just were just like,
not a guest I would tune in for the Dennis Quaid episode.
I mean, I don't pay attention to political shit. So I had no idea, Dennis Quaid's political background as far as like, him being conservative and shit until they started mentioning it. And so far, this entire episode has all been political shit and, just like bad-mouthing pretty much Kamala Harris and bad-mouthing
anyone on the left.
Anyone on the left, yeah. Yep. So, and even though he doesn't endorse it, he is really like just going in on how people are, brainwashed and blah, blah, blah. And they're always referring to people on the left when it's people on both sides, bro. They're both fucking brainwashed like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, he cherry picks.
He does
his opinions. Yeah, and he'll code switch with different guests.
Absolutely.
And lean into their shit. Or back away from his shit. But he'll never lean to the left. He'll just back away from the right. Mm-hmm. He doesn't go that far.
No. Yeah, and it is what it is.
Sure. It's his show. He's a millionaire. Hey, good for you, buddy. You got the platform. You earned it. Use it how you see fit. But
yeah,
it's not for everyone.
And again, I'm trying to get to a point where I could listen to what these individuals have to say, and know that even if they are biased and blah blah blah, where I could just like take that out and take it with a grain of salt and be like, oh, I don't think this is true. I think that's true. Like that might be true. I don't really think that's true, and just kind of and be able to listen to it. I am happy that I'm not getting as upset by it as I used to, because I was. And I think whatever I'm doing is working for me. I'm just trying not to get.
Yeah.
It's
not worth it.
Things are
It's out of your
wild right
control.
now,
It's out of our
it's out
control,
of my
dog.
control. It's out of my control. I can't.
We can vote, and that's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Can't be mad about shit you can't control. I try to tell myself that shit about sports all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not on the field. I'm not playing. Why are you getting so mad, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're not making that money.
No, I'm certainly not, but I'm feeling those emotions like I am for some reason. It fucking pisses me off. And we got football season coming up.
Oh.
It'll be heated all over again. We got that draft coming up next weekend, so August 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern for those in the IC League.
Gonna get past the elections and go right into football. It's gonna be a stressful.
Yeah, and right into the holidays. Ugh, fucking shoot my fucking face, dude.
Oh my god, yeah. Ugh. No,
I know.
I know.
No, that's another day's problem. So we're here right now. We're here.
Yep, we here. No, that's all I really had to say about that. It was just like, oh, okay. Like he brought that. He pointed that out, because I know, like every single time I hear him talk, I'm just like, all right, man, enough. I get it. COVID sucked. They lied to you, and they fucked us all over. Like I get it. Like let's move the fuck on.
Right. 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago. Let's wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, B. Yo, wrap that gavel up, B.
Yeah. Yo, wrap it up, B. I thought I had something to comment on, but I don't believe I do. Anyway, we can jump into the next things that I had. So I threw a question on Threads. Or actually I made a statement, and I got
I saw that. I tried to look at it earlier, and it said it was unavailable. I could only see. Yeah, I actually you posted it like 11 hours ago. This was at maybe 4:30 my time, and it was unavailable. I saw that it had a bunch of likes and shit, but I could not view the actual post. So can you read it for me?
Interesting. The one that actually had a lot of people commenting. 70 it had 70 responses, and it was just simply movies based on comic books do not need to be true to source material. The only objective is to make a good movie based on characters in a different world than their own. So that I made that. I was trying to bait people anyway.
Sure.
I mean,
people get us with that bullshit. Let's fucking get them too. Fuck that.
So so I'm just trying to spark those type of conversations. But that had me come in here and ask you, like, do you think that that's accurate? Do you believe that a comic book movie, because it's based on a comic book, like, do they have to follow the source material to a T?
No, not to. I think you have to have your cornerstones of that character. Mm-hmm. Maybe a less than a handful of things, that are true to that character regardless. Because a lot of your characters, like your Deadpools, are in 50 different series, all variations of Wade and the character, but you have your few things that are, pretty much true no matter what. Sure. And if you can hold on to those few, matter-of-fact truths and then build an interesting movie around it, because a movie is such a different medium than a comic, obviously. So you have to, adapt to the medium you're working with, but you take those cornerstones and those, and a good story with good writing.
Sure.
And I think that's the key. Nothing has to be verbatim, like it's, some sort of Bible or playbook or anything like that. And,
sure.
That's how a lot of but we're not comic purists either, That's not our shit. That's not our source material. That's not what we grew up with before seeing, any of the movies. So I get where they're coming from. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean the biggest example for me on movies that were, and I think the 90s had it perfectly, right? Where they would take an IP, they would take a name of a comic book, or a character. And some people, maybe they know that it was a comic book character. But for the most of us, like moviegoers, like us fans of just cinema and film, we wouldn't know. And I have a list of movies that were comic books that maybe most people wouldn't know. So we could go through that in a second. But the example of ones that were based on comics and didn't exactly follow it to a T, and they just made their own movies that are essentially like, I don't know if classic's the word, but definitely they're up there, right? And examples of that were The Mask. Did you know that was a comic book?
I don't think I did. No.
Yeah, so that was a comic book, and a lot of people are saying that it was way darker than what they did with Jim Carrey, and they wish they would make one that is comic book accurate. But The Mask is solidified in history as like one of the...
That's already goated.
Yeah, it's already goated.
Regardless.
Right, and then Constantine was one of my personal favorites.
I didn't know that at the time. It was
didn't know that
years
at the
after the fact where I was like, oh, shit, that's a comic book character? That kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people's gripes with it is the fact that it's not comic book accurate, but we all agree, comic book fans and moviegoers alike agree that movie was the shit. And even to this day, the movie holds up. And it's a great movie where they took the essence of it, right?
Those cornerstones.
Those cornerstones, but the storyline and like even the main character was different from what was portrayed.
Don't matter.
In that.
Fucks.
And my latest my example of something in later is Joker. Joker. A lot of people refused to watch the movie or hated it because it wasn't the Joker in their eyes. Like, it wasn't the comic book Joker.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, but if they released a comic book run where it was set in like a real world of someone having mental disorders, right? To exhibit these things, like these characteristics that make up the Joker, would you feel the same way? Right? But no, because it's a movie, you feel like the movie has to, do the comic books justice. And like we've seen the Joker a few times. So why can't we see a more realistic take on that?
Yeah.
So
no, that makes sense. And if you think about it from the studio's point of view, like how much of the viewing audience is that like a comic book nerd?
Facts,
not the biggest part. So they're not going to go spending $100-200 million to make a movie for this small community of fucking incels that are like, oh, well, this doesn't have this and that doesn't have that. Like, that's not good business sense. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, I agree. And a bunch of examples of movies that we probably didn't know. We either knew or didn't know that were based on comic books that kind of were, like, they just made small changes, not necessarily that they weren't, because like 300, I believe it was like verbatim, and The Watchmen was verbatim to the comic book, and we fucking love those. And
yeah. Were those technically graphic novels, or is that just the same? Is that a fancy name?
Graphic novels are just like when a comic book does a run. The comic books are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're released like weekly or whatever the run is, right? And you're like waiting patiently for it. A graphic novel is the like when they're all released, they release it all in one big graphic novel for you to enjoy the entire,
Gotcha. Okay, it's like a collection. It's like the DVD series,
kind of.
basically.
I don't know. Because I'm a casual,
Sure.
I don't know if
You and me
that's
both.
exactly that. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are some that are just graphic novels where it's, it's just one big ass run of a comic book, one long run, and that's what makes a graphic novel. It makes sense that would be it. So, like, I believe Watchmen was a graphic novel. I'm just not sure if they released it like weekly when it first came out. Cause that shit
like
came out
Sin City,
in, like, the
same
80s.
thing.
Yeah.
That same vibe, and it could have been just like one massive chunk, and then or just small
everything
little
just dropped.
episodes from Frank Miller.
Word.
Okay.
But ones that I didn't know, this is a small list here, is Old Boy. I didn't know that was based on a comic book. And apparently it was different in the sense, because Old Boy, if you're not familiar, is a South Korean movie that was it was a very big hit, and then they remade it here in America. I think starring
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, yes. Fucking awesome movie. But apparently the movie took the liberty of making like badass fucking fight scenes for it. Like the story stuck to the story wise, it stuck to it. But they added the violence to it, which yes, love
Tight.
it.
American audiences eat that shit up.
Word. Didn't know Annie was based on a comic. It was based on a comic strip, I believe. Little Orphan Annie.
Well, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I knew that and forgot.
Men in Black. The Addams Family.
Damn.
Road to Perdition was based on a comic.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
History of Violence. We said The Mask. The Crow. That makes sense. Wanted. That makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Time
bullet
Cop.
curving.
Remember Time Cop?
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah. Apparently
I do,
that was.
unfortunately.
I fucked with it when it came out, but we
We didn't know any better. We just was like, oh, this
that
is
came
action.
out in '94, son. That was dope.
Yeah.
Oblivion with Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Was Emily Blunt in Oblivion? Was that?
No.
No, that was
Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt was
that was the
something.
whatchamacallit.
Yeah, it was
The
Live Die
one where it kept
Repeat.
repeating. Live Die. That was the alternate title. That wasn't the
Yeah, it
actual
was. It
name.
was.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't think of the actual title. Title.
Yeah, I can't either. But it was good.
Snowpiercer, which to me was a surprise movie. I did enjoy that when it dropped in 2013.
Yeah.
Starring good old
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yes. Weird Science was based on a it was based on a comic series.
Weird Science. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck too.
I remember
And
watching Howard the Duck
that
as
was
a kid.
not that did not stick
No way.
to the comics at all. And that's a cult classic for sure.
Yeah. Big time.
Mystery Men, that makes sense. Creep Show from 1982.
Oh.
Alien versus Predator, I guess, was a comic book run.
Okay.
Before they made the movie, and then obviously like the MCU. But anyway, so that was just a conversation. I wanted to see if you agreed with me or not, whether on that. But we're cinema fans. We enjoy movies more than.
And
we
Johnny
like all
would
the other
agree
shit.
too. I know he's usually the voice of reason or differing opinion, but I'm pretty sure Johnny would agree with us
Oh
there.
yeah. I'm sure too. All right, so now that we got past the fantastic forecasting and everything, and that's been announced, I figured we play a little game of like or dislike.
Like or dislike. I like games.
Yeah, like or dislike. You just have to answer if you like this casting or not. Then we can discuss it if you want. But this like or dislike is specific to X-Men fan castings. So I'm going to read off a fan casting to see if you fuck with it or not.
Okay.
All right. Alan Ritchson as the Beast.
Yes. Fuck with that.
Right?
Like it.
I think that's a good one.
I could see him with the blue on and, talking in his normal
You think he
Reacher
can
voice?
You think he can play off that like beast smart like genius level?
Yes. I absolutely think he could.
I think he could too. Joel Egerton, also the beast.
Dislike. I'm not a big Joel Egerton fan. Not for me. I would rather see Alan Ritchson.
Okay. I fuck with that. Daniel Craig, Magneto.
Dislike. I don't like that.
Dislike that?
Yeah, and I love Dan. I'm a big Daniel Craig guy.
Yeah.
That's not my Magneto.
I thought that would be that would be good. But that might be pretty good.
I don't care for it.
Pierce Brosnan, Professor X.
Pierce Brosnan, Professor X. I would rather see Pierce Brosnan as Magneto.
You think so?
Yeah, because he can be an evil dick.
He can be.
I can't
Pretty
see
well.
him as like a bald Professor X. Yeah, I'd rather see him as Magneto. So dislike as Professor X, but I'd cast him as Magneto.
Okay, all right. It'd be cool if they were both Professor X and Magneto because it'd be two James Bond former Bonds coming at each other.
I do fuck with that.
Yeah, that would be dope. This one is has been making its rounds for a while now, but Taron Egerton, Wolverine.
I'm gonna say dislike. I don't.
All right.
No like. No
Okay.
bueno.
I thought he got pretty jacked for Blackbird, and and that made me a believer, and his acting chops definitely could do it.
I mean, he's got chops. I don't want to say he doesn't have chops.
Sure. No,
but I feel like there's a rage in Wolverine that I don't know. I just
see.
I don't see it.
Okay. All right. No, I respect it. Austin Butler, Gambit.
I do not like Austin Butler at all, so I will never cast him in anything. I dislike that very strongly. Fuck that Elvis motherfucker. What else you got?
Didn't expect that. I thought that was pretty good. I thought
Who
that
was
a
he
good
cast as
casting.
again? I'm sorry, I heard Austin Butler and it was just white with rage. Gambit. No, fuck him.
I thought he
He's
could
no
pull it
Gambit.
off. He
No.
has the look. He does have.
He'd be talking like Gambit for the rest of his life because apparently he
That's
can't
true,
shake a fucking accent after he finishes a movie. Fuck him. I'm sorry.
Oh man, the Austin Butler hate, love it. I had to look her up, but just because I don't know her by name, you may know her because you're better at names than I. But you can bring it up if you'd like. You would notice. You will remember her face. Sonequa Martin Green, Storm.
How do you spell that?
Sonequa. Then Martin -Green.
Storm. Okay, I see her. She's a very, very pretty woman. She looks good with that short hair.
You've
Where
seen
has
her
she been
in films, right? I believe I've seen her.
I'm going through the IMDb. She was the Green Ghost in Invincible. Haven't seen that. No, I haven't. She was in a couple episodes of New Girl, which I have watched. Young, pretty, up and coming.
Yeah.
African American actress. I'll say I like that. Let's go with it. We don't
I like
need to
that
have a fucking big name in every role. Let's give her a shot.
Sure. Let's see. I think the next one I like better, but Janelle Monáe, Storm.
Was Janelle Monáe in?
She was in Glass Onion. She's a musician.
Janelle Monáe. I mean, she bad. She
She is.
She got an attitude.
Yeah, she had her titties out for promoting this new album that she had.
Oh, I feel like I saw those titties.
You did.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like. Let's give her titties a shot as Storm.
Yeah. They both.
I like it.
They both. Oh, that's where I remember her from. She, the Sonequa girl. She was in The Walking Dead.
I did see that in the
Yeah. I remember her
in her
from that.
credits.
She had really short hair. But they both have the acting chops. Janelle Monáe, I think I like a little bit more for that role.
Okay.
I think that she embodies that the look,
The attitude,
and she
that,
can
that
have
confidence,
that
the
that confidence
badassery.
that Storm had in the and specifically the
X-Men
the cartoon.
97. Oh, I was thinking X-Men 97.
I mean, yeah, X-Men 97.
Because she did have
the
a little,
cartoon.
she was feisty.
Yeah.
Feisty.
No, yeah. And I think Janelle Monáe can bring that. She just has a great look to her.
Yeah.
Lily James, Jean Grey.
Lily James. What would I know Lily James from?
Lily,
she looks Jean
Lily.
Greyish. I could see that.
The
Oh, was
Mortal
she Pam Anderson? In the Pam and Tommy?
Oh, I think she was.
She was. Yeah, no, she killed that. She could be
did?
if she could now. Yeah, I like that.
You like that role?
I do like that.
Okay. All right. I like that. Let's see. And last but not least, John Boyega as Bishop.
John Boyega as Bishop. Yeah, I like that.
Right?
I like
I thought that
Boyega
was
too.
good.
My man don't get enough
don't get
work
enough
these
love.
days. What the fuck's he been in? So I haven't seen him in a minute.
He hasn't been doing anything huge, obviously. I honestly, that was my pick or I wanted him to take over as Kang the Conqueror. I thought he can do that role. Last thing he had that really was unfortunate for him because the movie just didn't do well was they cloned Tyrone, but it was a Netflix movie, so and before that he was in The Woman King, which that one got a lot of that one was like a critical success, I believe.
You just reminded me that my fourth person was Kang. I couldn't think of Kang. I forgot about Kang. I had it on my monument.
Yeah.
Of MCU villains.
Oh.
Because I felt like he could have been.
He could have been.
That he could have been something, bro. Like my man.
Could have been.
Before all the bullshit. Even with the ants beating him and Ant-Man. That whole thing of Kang's and just his Loki arc, dude. That Kang. I replaced Loki with Kang. I changed my answer.
Yeah, I agree. He could have been, but
Could have been.
What we got was not that epic, other than the ending of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
That was as badass as it got.
Yeah.
And then in Ant-Man,
he Who Remains.
Yeah. And at the end, when we finally got Kang in Ant-Man, it was very lackluster, and I know that they were building up to something greater, something grander, and because we didn't get there,
right.
And it just as of right now, I can't have him on mine, but
right.
yeah,
That's fair.
you want him on yours? That's
Your woke ass
that's
list.
cool.
All right.
That's cool. My woke ass list.
Listening to too much Rogan.
I know. My bad. This is gonna start happening more and more, right? We're getting.
Okay. I like the
there.
dislike.
That was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
I enjoy that.
Let's get into some news. So apparently Denzel had dropped some hints that he may be looking to retire from acting.
Zell? Nah.
Yeah.
The fuck he
pretty
wanna
much.
retire
I mean,
for?
I don't know. I didn't take it so much as like he's looking to retire.
Be more
but
choosy, slowing down a little bit.
maybe he's the comment that they're making that led them to that is he said he pretty much quoted saying there are very few films left for me to take that I'm interested in, he said, citing obviously the fact that he worked with Ridley Scott in the upcoming Gladiator 2. So in the fact that he said that there are very few films left for him to make that he's actually interested in, pretty much made people feel like, oh, is he talking about retiring? And I mean, what else? Why would he need to stay around. Honestly, if
he
bored
got the one Oscar for Training Day, or does he have? Did he win an Oscar for Philadelphia? I don't think he did. I think
no,
he just has
didn't.
the Training Day.
Because Training Day, Philadelphia was before Training Day. He only had the
Yeah.
one. That was his first Oscar.
Okay, that was his first.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that he's retiring. I just think, as any actor or guy in general gets older, he gets more tired. His body's getting old. And we might not see too many more equalizers, but maybe he takes more subdued parts where he can really bring it, but not have to get super physical with it. And also just be more choosy, not that he would, like Christopher Walken, where he would fucking accept anything that, came his way, but, really do things that he thinks he can bring value to and not have to, break a hip or something while he's fucking filming. Because my man's getting up there. What's his age? Does this show you? How old is he?
He is, let's see, I think I have it here. He is 69.
My man's almost 70, dog. So, I mean, I get it. But, there's still... You can still be old and crush it, son. Especially when you got skills like Denzel.
Hey man, for being 69, my man looked good in that Gladiator
fucking
trailer.
Hey, bro,
right?
He don't look 69. That's for goddamn sure.
Nice. Let's see. He actually won 2 Oscars. He won his first one was for Glory. That makes sense. Best supporting actor, and then he won Best Actor for Training Day.
Damn. All right. Yeah. So he's got 2 Oscars. So it ain't about the Academy.
And a bunch of nominations.
He's doing this for him.
Yeah, he had a bunch of nominations too. He has a total of 2, 4, 6, 10. Yeah. So,
that sounds right. That sounds right.
So I don't know. I mean, if he does, I don't blame him. But
I'd be sad.
I think he still has some. I think he still has some juice left in him.
He's got some juice in him.
Yeah. So we talked about it for a while, and honestly, I'm kind of torn on it. I kind of wanted it to happen, even with recent events and everything like that. Whatever. But and I thought that this was a result of recent events. But Todd Phillips came out and told Variety that his planned Hulk Hogan biopic for Netflix will not be moving forward. So that movie that supposedly Chris Hemsworth was really getting jacked for, he was like massive in Thor: Love and Thunder, is no longer moving forward, which I think it is good timing. Like this, I guess in past interviews, Hemsworth talked about wanting the film to move forward and how he wants to play the iconic character or the iconic wrestler. And even last year he stated that this was dead in the water as a business glitch with Netflix because they pulled out of the deal. But then again, that could be as a result of certain things that were happening in real life with Hulk Hogan.
That's what I was going to say. Like, did this have anything to do with like him at the fucking RNC and the shit he was filmed saying about Kamala, like racist shit that he was spewing at some event, talking about body slamming her and shit?
Well, last year, I don't know what he did last year. But apparently it was a while ago where he was, caught on film saying the N-word or whatever. And then he laid low, and now he's obviously coming out, super right wing and and saying all kind of wild shit. So I thought initially reading this, I thought it was as a result of that, them just like backing off of any of that shit. But apparently this has been dead for the past year, and it was Todd Phillips just came out and just confirmed, like, yeah, no, that's not moving forward. We're not doing anything with that.
I like this. Good. I mean, I feel bad for Chris Hemsworth, but, there's worse things than getting into fucking crazy, phenomenal shape, so I'm sure he'll be okay and move on to his next project.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I just would like, regardless of how he's portrayed now, like or what he's doing now. I really wanted to see Chris Hemsworth, to see like him have, give his wrestling, like give his acting chops, seeing how he would portray Hulk Hogan. Like I really wanted to see that. And it would have been cool to see just like a movie based on his earlier life, because regardless of how you feel of him right now, Hulk Hogan, to us growing up, us wrestling fans, previous wrestling fans, the man was iconic, man. He was the fucking man, bro. Back in the day.
Sure.
I still would have loved to have seen that, but also if it was because of his recent exploits.
It probably didn't help.
Understand
it was
that
probably
shit.
in some weird limbo, and then you have this bullshit too, and they're just like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Nah. So not shocking, but still
disappointing.
Like, yeah,
not shocking, but disappointing.
Disappointing a little bit. Let's see. Keanu Reeves came out and they, I don't know if he said it himself anyway. So let me backtrack on that. But Keanu Reeves was reportedly almost in the Acolyte as Jedi Master Soul. The part went to I'm not sure of his name. It went to the let me see,
Squid Games dude.
Lee Jung-jae, who was popular for Squid Games. My question on this, right? Do you think that people would have been as harsh on the Acolyte had it been starring Keanu Reeves, or do you think it would have been like
because
harder?
Star Wars fans are the fucking worst.
That's
it
true.
Doesn't matter who they have in there. There's no pleasing them. It would have been a fucking bitch fest regardless. So I'm glad. I hope he decided to record his audio for the new Sonic movie that's going to be coming out instead of taking this role, because he probably got a fat payday for laying down some fucking voiceover work, and he doesn't have to deal with the dipshits that are Star Wars fans. So from his point, it's a win-win. I don't think they would have been any less harsh because it's Keanu Reeves. In fact, they might have been more harsh because it's Keanu Reeves. Inside, like, why would you bring? He's the fucking Bill and Ted dude in Star Wars. What the fuck is like? I don't even know where they would go with it. But yeah, no, I'm very glad he wasn't in that and wants no part of that. Hopefully, I hope he doesn't go to Star Wars ever.
I mean, I think a lot of people are holding out, hoping that he plays a villain, but. I don't know. I think it wouldn't have been as harsh. I think people wouldn't have been as harsh. But then again,
normal people no, but Star Wars fans, they're a different breed, dog.
I mean,
that's
they
like
love him for
the MAGA of movie fans.
That's true. They loved him for John Wick and and everything, and people just love him in general because of his personality and.
Great
he's
guy.
a good dude and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like, but you made a great point. Yeah, there's no pleasing Star Wars fans. Yeah, this could have been a fucking masterpiece, and there's gonna be an outcry of people that are just tearing it apart.
Do you know how many people, if you like just Google it, how many people who have become part of Star Wars in some way or another, and it just fucking. They had to delete their social media, or they had to talk to a therapist for depression. They were getting death threats. They were getting racial slurs. They're like, it's insane with that franchise. Like, it almost makes me despise it as a whole. Like, if I didn't fuck with like Mando and Pedro so hard and cute ass Grogu, like, I don't think I would want any part of it.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Deadpool and Wolverine, Daphne Keane would probably be getting all kind of shit.
You're not going to be mad at X-23 with them titties out.
Nah.
The horny just went up to like a 9 after I thought about those titties, son. So my number popped up a little bit.
She likes to remind us she has nipples.
She do. And like you said, we ain't mad at it.
Nah. But she actually was in the Acolyte. She played one of the Jedis, and she was in heavy makeup. Yeah. So maybe a bunch of them didn't fucking realize.
Yeah, don't let them find out.
Yeah, but titties rule all. So,
Even in all galaxies, titties are supreme.
yes. Yep. So, but I don't know if it would have made a difference, honestly.
Slight, maybe. I don't think it would have been huge. It still would have been canceled, I feel like.
Yeah, it probably. But also it would have had the hype of the fact that Neo and Trinity were together again on film.
For what, like 10 minutes from what you guys said last week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Word.
Pretty much. Last but not least is a quick show, I guess.
Hey.
So this, I don't know why they're confirming this. And I don't know how. But since you said it, you said you love this guy. James Spader is returning to voice Ultron in the MCU's Vision series.
I like it. Is this a like-dislike? Because I like that.
Yeah.
No, that's tight.
It's dope. Now I'm wondering how they're going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
Why?
And if he's coming back, man, I know it's just voiceover work, but still, that means something. He hasn't been popping up in much, so either he's getting a fuck ton of money or he just bored.
Well, no, I'm saying more so Ultron. Like Ultron died at the end of of Iron Man.
They like
2.
took his consciousness or some sort of crazy comic book shit.
Right. That's true. That's the one thing about comic books. They can always
Spin it,
give you a
baby.
reason why they're
Spin it.
bringing this motherfucker back.
Mm-hmm. That's how we bring RDJ back as Dr. Doom. It's the world that we live in.
You looking forward to this Vision quest?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of treating it like what we do in the shadows, where I don't really think about it until it actually comes out, and then I fuck with it super hard. So, I think it'll be something like that.
I think so too. I think we've been asking the question ever since WandaVision ended, like where the fuck is White Vision? So
yeah, I would love to know. That's a great question. Fuck,
we would all love to know, and apparently this is the series that answers the question.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm gonna be ready for it, but I ain't gonna fucking sweat it till it comes
somehow
out.
it involves Ultron.
I'm
not mad at it.
Ultra. No,
I'm not
at
mad
all.
at it. Can't wait for that.
What about if we don't have a whole lot more, the Ted Lasso season 4?
Oh, that's right. How the
That
fuck could
was was
forget
reannounced, dog. And we're big Ted Lasso. We thought we
Yes.
assumed, rightfully so, that the last season that was it. It seemed like Jason Sudeikis was done, and then all of a sudden, a couple days ago, we're seeing discussing film and major outlets saying that season 4 is going to start filming next year. Principal cast is returning. Jason Sudeikis expected to return. However, there was one sort of bummer that we saw in there, and that was the actor that plays Jamie Tart.
Yeah.
Phil Dunster may not be returning because of filming schedule issues, which is fair because he, like everyone else, probably thought, hey, this is done. I'm not going to sit around with my thumb up my ass and hope that it comes back. Like, he's getting his work and making his bread.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at them honestly pushing the filming until you can get Jamie Tart back, bro, because that dude, he grows on you as you watch those seasons. Yes. And I feel like his dynamic, his character, I feel like that was a big part of the last season, and I don't know that I want to. I mean, I would still watch it, obviously. I'm not going to fucking boycott Ted Lasso, but
Sure.
I would really like Phil Dunster to be able to come back and portray Jamie Tart again for this next season.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would love for him to come back. I hope that they do push that back. But as of right now, they're reporting that he's reportedly not coming back. But my questions on this. What were you gonna say before I jump?
No, I was just gonna say, just the fact that we're getting another season, bro, is super awesome.
It's amazing.
Like that pumps me up big time. Like we need it, and depending on what happens, with this election and everything, we may need a season of Ted Lasso next year or in the next couple years, more than we know.
Sure. The thing with that is, yes. I wonder what the reasoning behind, because it's so odd, right? Like you either do the episode or you do the season or you don't, and you know that you're gonna do the season or you keep going. It's very weird to me that they announced the fact that they were ending it on season 3, but then if you remember right at the end of season 3, they were just like, yeah, we're ending it, but we might come back. We might. And everybody's like, that's where, okay, like probably not, but okay. Like they're saying that they might. And then now it's just full steam ahead. So it makes me wonder.
That's Apple though. The under promise, over deliver, right? Like this is Apple TV. We can't forget. And you know I guess, how Apple likes to roll like that.
It's one of their highest grossing shows. So the fact that they did that is just surprising. That's all. It's like
the fact that they were even talking about dipping on it.
Right. Yeah.
I think that was a Sudeikis thing. I think he was the one that was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And like, you don't really have a Ted Lasso without Ted Lasso. So I think that's where they were going with that originally. I think Sudeikis wanted to either take a break or he was donezo, and I don't know what happened or something changed his mind or he's running low on bread. But regardless, this is gonna fuck.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it. It just makes me. Because like even the ending, like he went back home. Mm-hmm. And he was with his family. Like, they ended that shit.
They'll make it work.
Oh, for sure.
Something happened with the team, and they need Ted Lasso back. And here we are, guys. Yeah, like, it's not that hard. Come on, you could write that shit.
Hunching himself over to his son, and he goes, listen, buddy, I got to go back.
Maybe his wife and his kid are there with him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole new dynamic. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I'm excited, too. I mean, I know they're going to make it work. It's just the questions, man. It's a very, very strange situation.
It is. It's very odd how they played it, where they almost gave it like what felt like a memorial or a funeral in that last episode, and then it's like it's risen from the dead. It's like, oh my God, I thought I'd never see you again. It's like finding a dead relative. Like it's just, holy shit, you're back. I can't believe this isn't supposed to happen. That's what it feels like, honestly, and it feels good.
Yeah, you thought I was leaving, but here I am.
There you go. See?
Pretty much. I'm looking forward to it, man. We have a lot of good shows coming up, man.
We do. Next couple years, man.
Next couple years. You fucking with anything?
I actually am. So this past weekend, Ash and I pretty much banged out Presumed Innocent. I was telling you guys how we started that, and you let it be known that, it's just banger cliffhangers at the end of every episode. So it's tough to even stop at any point. Like, even if you say, all right, one more, like, the next episode is going to fuck you up at the end. So like, it's like, why am I doing it? You have to pick a time to stop, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we banged it out over the course of like 3 or 4 days. I think we started Thursday, finished Sunday night, doing like 2 at a time. It was only 8 episodes in the season. Just, had me guessing, had me thinking. The acting was great. I really, really enjoyed it. So did Ash. I looked up the book after that because it was based on a book, and I guess I won't spoil anything for anybody that was thinking about watching, but in the book, the killer was different than we saw in the show.
And I'd never seen the movie, but apparently,
the Harrison Ford movie, right, from like the early 90s.
Yeah.
I have not either. But I might go back and watch it, honestly, just because Harrison Ford fucks
so much.
If the story is similar, it's gonna be tight.
Sure.
We also watched Inside Out 2.
Nice.
I saw that popped up on a Plex over the weekend. So Ash has really been like begging me to watch that, and it finally has been streaming. So we checked that out, and that was fantastic as well. Really, really enjoyed that. Emotional, funny, corny. Like it was a good time. It was a good watch.
They didn't,
from
I remember the first Inside Out was like really fucking emotional. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like gut wrenching, and they eased up on that a little.
They
bit.
did, yeah. Because I actually didn't cry during this one. I think Ash got a little like misty eyed, but.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure, like, in the first one, she was sobbing, and I was like, you know, he had some couple tears and the frog in the throat, where it's one of those where it's like, fuck, man, this is getting
like
me
shit.
right now. It was one of those. But no, it was really good. I really did enjoy that. And then last night we started just a 3-episode series of the Lacey Peterson murder. There was a new docuseries on Netflix about that, and I never really paid attention to that at the time. I think I was like a junior in high school, senior in high school when all that was popping off. So I had better shit to do at the time than follow the news and all that bullshit. But just a crazy, crazy story. Well done docuseries, as Netflix, you know, always does. But what have you been fucking with anything in particular lately?
Let's see. We've been I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but we fucking with Bad Monkey.
Yes. That's right.
With Vince Vaughn on Apple TV Plus. That's been good. My girl can't get enough of that shit. She's waiting for the next episode tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Maybe we'll start that then. We've been looking for something now.
Yeah, it's detective. He's a detective. You know, he's a cop and shit. So it's like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good. If you're a Vince Vaughn fan, because he's definitely
he's not for everybody. I get
Vince
it.
Vaughn is
I like Vince Vaughn.
He's Vince
His
Vaughn.
shtick, that Vince Vaughn fast talking swingers shtick. Yeah.
Yep.
I fuck with that. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So if you like that, you'll like this. Let's see. We saw Long Legs last night.
Ooh, how was that?
That was good.
Was it? Was it scary?
It was. I mean, yeah, there was some creepy parts to it for sure.
Okay.
But it's definitely a. See, Jillian can watch those because it's about like a serial killer.
Yeah.
It's not like supernatural or anything like that. Like she gets fucked up with like ghost shit.
Oh, okay.
She don't like fucking with that. But you know, like serial killers and
but the shit that could
she's
actually
okay.
fucking murk you,
Correct.
she's cool with that.
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
aliens
she's
and the
good with
wacko shit, she's like, nah, that shit's scary as hell.
Yep. That's where she's.
That's
at
funny.
with
That's funny.
that. But yeah. So she's so that was actually really good. It's interesting that they don't show Nicolas Cage at all in the trailers or anything like that.
Yeah, I had to wait for a while to see a pic of what he actually looked like in that
he
movie,
looked
and it's
freaky.
fucking for sure.
Yeah, but it was
Very
it was pretty good actually. It was a good thriller.
Right on.
Yeah. So we saw that. I banged out all of The Gentlemen.
That's right. You started that over again because you fell off with your lady and wanted to give it a fresh start, right?
Yep. Funny thing is she noticed that I was watching it on my own,
And I'll be like, nah, bitch, you done missed your chance.
Yeah, no,
you're done.
I was like episode 5 or 6 in, and she's like,
It's a wrap.
I really like that show you're watching. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, did ya?
I was like, yeah, we started it together. And every time I asked you if you wanted to keep watching this or something else, you would choose something else. And months passed, so I'm just watching it. She was like, that's all right. I could just watch it on my own. But yeah, that was tight.
Yeah,
can't wait.
that was super tight.
I think
dude,
we're getting
for
a
season
new
2.
season.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that.
Fuck yeah.
Let's see. What else? I think that's it. We already saw. I saw Harold and the Purple Crayon. I told you that. Inside Out 2 we saw last night, but we went to the theater for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always take the kids to watch like movies and shit to give them that experience. They love it.
Oh yeah, no, kids remember that shit.
Yeah. Which
I
is
remember
why,
most of the movies I saw in the theater as a
Oh,
kid. That was a
yeah.
big, that was a
that's
big
why
deal.
I do it. That's why I do
Yeah.
it, because I know
That's good.
like every time they want to go to the movies, we do the same thing. We have our little thing. A new movie
That's
comes
dope.
out, we watch it. We get our popcorn. They all get slushies, and and we have a time.
Live that life.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Xander, I showed him the trailer for Sonic 3.
Oh,
he's over.
I thought of
fucking
him
moon,
as soon as
bro.
I saw that pop up in my Twitter feed. I was like,
fucking
"Yo,
over the moon.
Xander about to bug."
Bro, I sent it to him because now he has an iPad so I can message
Oh
him.
shit, that's crazy, son.
Yeah,
He's
so
still
I
a
could-
grown ass man and shit.
Word.
Crazy.
So he FaceTimes me all the time when I'm not home, and I could send him messages and shit.
Yeah.
You know. So I sent it to his messenger, and they went swimming or some shit. Like his mom's been real adamant about them getting off their tablets for the rest of the day.
Good.
So I got home, which is a good thing. I got home, and I was like, he ain't mentioned nothing. I'm like, did you see the message I sent you? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, your messages. Check your messages, like on your thing.
Check your messages,
And I had to
dog.
show
Where
him.
the fuck
I
you
was
been
like,
at?
look, you have the one right there. That
Got
means
them.
you got a message.
Yeah, let him know.
And I sent it to him. I played it, and he was just like, "Oh, like
When's this come out, Dad? Is this out yet? Can we go see
like
it?
7
Now,
times.
He about to ask you every week for the next fucking, I don't know, till whenever that shit comes out.
He's been asking me since part 2 ended, and they showed Shadow in the post-credit scenes. He's been asking me since then. It's like, when are they coming out with part 3? It's like, bro, they gotta make it, bro.
They gotta
it's
make
gonna
it,
be a
bro.
whole
Like, you don't know how this production be working, bro. Like,
For real.
it's tough. It's tough. You
So
gonna
now-
learn,
so
though.
now I
You
told
gonna
him
learn.
before, just as it was playing, I was like, yeah, it comes out this Christmas. So when
Oh,
it's
is it this
around-
Christmas?
Yeah. When it's
Oh,
around
good. So
Christmas
he doesn't-
time, yeah.
Show him something that comes out in like 3 years, dog. Let him live that life.
Oh,
like
no,
we
he
live.
did that.
We're waiting.
He did that.
What was it? What was he
it was
waiting
that.
for?
He was waiting. He was like, yo, like, when does the next one come out? I was like, they got to make it. And then they announced it, like 3. And I was like, bro, like, look, they're making it. It's going to come out. It's going to come out in like 2 years. You know what I mean?
And that's kid time,
he's
bro.
like,
You
what?
remember how long a year was when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. He was like,
It
what?
felt
And
like
then they
a
dropped
decade.
the trailer, a teaser. They dropped the teaser. It was just him. I was like, look, they're showing Shad. He's like, when does it come out? I was like, not until next year, bro. You know?
Wait till he
So-
feels the heartbreak of something getting canceled
I know.
that he's been waiting for. I don't want to see it, but little homie got to go through it.
Yeah. I mean, we all did.
Facts. That's life.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, that's all I got, bro. Do you have anything
right.
to add to this stellar conversation?
Nah, I just wanted to shout out Inside Out too, because that show was tight. I really fucked with that.
It was tight. Loved it. Pixar. Pixar does their shit, man.
They doing it, man. They out here.
They out here. All right. So if we have nothing else, guys, thank you so much for joining us this far. If you made it this far, you fuck with us. We fuck with you. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever it is that you are listening or watching. We appreciate you. Remember to go to insensitivemerch.com. Cop some gear. Stay drippy with Drippy. And we'll catch you next week. Love you. Peace.